Here's an example of how to approach the discussion board for assignment. On the Q&A discussion board, Lindsay asked, "I'm not really understanding discussion board 4 and what exactly we're supposed to write about. Could anyone please elaborate? Thanks." Here is an explanation of the assignment. To get started, find the discussion board for directions. The directions state, choose a genre to analyze. Throughout this PowerPoint, the discussion board for directions will be listed in bold orange font. The directions say, find at least 2 samples of the genre. If I were doing this assignment, I might choose a form that I use a lot called the Schedule Request Form, and all faculty members are asked to complete this each semester. There are 2 versions of the forms. Here are some samples. I could attach these to my discussion board post. The directions say, describe the 2 samples using lots of detail. So in my description, I would focus on what makes these documents course request forms. For instance, like all forms, they have spaces to be filled out, including blank lines and tables to put check marks in. They have places to write lists and make requests. Describe a discourse community that uses the genre. How is the genre used? I might write, the discourse community that uses these forms is a higher ed academic department, or more specifically, the Heartland Liberal Arts and Social Sciences Division. The forms are written by a higher education administrator for faculty members. Their purpose is to gather information about course requests and availability of faculty members. The form is completed by faculty and submitted to the chair of English, and faculty members identify which courses we would like to teach and the days and times that we prefer to teach. What are the genre's conventions? I might write, 1, they require faculty members to provide information about which courses they want to teach. For each convention, give a specific example from the text. See the table in which I indicated my 1st through 4th choices. What are the genre's conventions continued? Number 2, the forms provide a place to gather information about when each faculty member is available on which days. For example, explain whether the examples are effective. One way to approach this. Both examples work in terms of the chair gathering information that's needed to create a schedule, so they're effective in that way. However, the forms require lots of information that must be difficult for the chair to sort out. Now, I've never made an academic course schedule, but I've done different kinds of scheduling, and I know that it's complicated. I wonder how effective this actual form is in compiling all the information from lots of forms into one place to help the chair organize everything. In your response, incorporate at least 1 quotation from Navigating Genres or a course text. Here I've used a quote from the Navigating Genres article in which Dirk says, knowing what a genre is used for can help people accomplish goals. Since I know that my supervisor will be sifting through lots of forms from many people, I want to make sure that my form is easy to read. I want to make it as easy as possible for the chair to find my information. Therefore, I sometimes highlight my responses or put them in a different colored font so my responses stand out. Remember to document the source that you use using MLA or APA, including both an in-text citation, which was on the last slide, and also add a works cited or references entry. My sample discussion board post that was shown in this PowerPoint is incomplete. I didn't weave together all the parts with transitions and paragraph structure. However, it provides one example of how you might get started on the assignment. Let me know if you have any questions.